Hey everyone, I'm Ben.
And I'm Adam.
Welcome to the SnatchyBuckles Weekly Update, our brand new show bringing you the latest nerdy news from all across the internet, covering video games, movies, television, and more. Anything that interests us and we hope will interest you. Yeah, we're all over the place. I know that this is going to be a complete wreck as it goes, but I am Ben, and as always, I'm joined
Adam.
by Adam, yes. You can see our little nameplates coming in there. I'm all over the place with things right now. This is our new show. If you are here on twitch.tv/SnatchyBuckles right now, welcome. We won't be doing the normal chat that we do when we do our normal streams through the week, because this is a show that we are producing. It will also be released on youtube.com/SnatchyBuckles. If you worry you're going to miss a future show, you can head on over there. We literally have zero subs on YouTube right now because we haven't released content on there in nearly a year.
We don't use it.
We don't use YouTube. We don't. But we're turning a page. We're going to start uploading this show there. So if you miss an episode, you can head on over there and watch it, or you can get the podcast on your favorite podcasting services around the world, so long as your favorites include Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. If you are exclusively consuming this show right now through your ears via podcast or through your eyes at a later date via YouTube, why not head on over to twitch.tv/SnatchyBuckles and give us a follow? It means that you can get notifications when we're live in future. You can come and join the show, come and chat, come and join the community, because we have a pretty freaking cool community. Actually, I'm downplaying that. We have a fucking awesome community, and
yeah, we do.
We've got a really good community. But yes, as I say, this is a show, so it's been fully produced. Adam's going to keep an eye on chat throughout it. If you want to get a message to us that you definitely want read out on stream during the show, you can, of course, support us here. Support the show. You can do so through tips, donations, bits, all that sort of stuff that you can rain down. That goes to support us, support the show, let us do bigger and better things in future, as well as you'll get our thanks for it. If you are an Amazon Prime member, you can also... if you're anyone, you can also subscribe. But if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can do it for free. If you subscribe to us, that's another way of supporting us. So you can do that over on twitch.tv/SnatchyBuckles. If you listen to the podcast or the YouTube and you're like, I don't even use Twitch, I don't care, just get on over there, link your Amazon Prime account, give us that sub. It goes to help us, and then you can go back to listening to us while driving your car or however you're consuming the podcast.
I listen to podcasts when I sleep.
I often go to sleep with podcasts. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to listen to me while I'm going to sleep. I'm all over the place with. I've got my little stream thing. What are you going to say? Sorry.
No, I was just.
You're going to tell us about you sleeping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your dulcet tones will send me.
I'll soothe you.
I'll sit through this and then I'll listen to it later on.
Well, the show, if you're watching this live and you need to shoot away at some point, it will be up tomorrow, because I think we have to wait 24 hours to actually upload it to YouTube and stuff. I'm not sure. I'll maybe look into that. But yeah, basically that is the show. We've got a little bit more housekeeping to do, so I'm going to knock us over into housekeeping right now. So let's head on over there. There we go. Hopefully the audio played for you. We didn't hear it, but I saw it playing in the little play thing. Who knows? This is the first one. So the first bit of housekeeping is this is our first pilot episode.
Pilot uno?
Pilot uno.
Or pilot minus dos?
It could be, yes. I'm considering it -2 because then we'll have a -1, then we'll have a 0, and then it'll be the first episode. And that's when everything will work. All the graphics you're seeing on this one will probably be redone to some capacity. Not all of them, but some of them. And audio things will be tweaked and changed. We'll be replacing different things. Thank you very much to Ninja Part-Time on Twitch for giving me a little audio snippet that I didn't even thank him for. He just sent it, and I was like, taking that, not even going to reply.
Ninja just he's the gift that keeps on giving.
He does.
Every time I come over, you're like, Ninja sent a new version over.
I do as well.
What does this dude do?
Well, he makes awesome tunes for us, which is awesome.
That's greatly appreciated.
It is very much so. But yeah, other housekeeping.
Yeah, so this is pilot
1.
Pilot 1 out of 3.
Yes, so we're going to try different things each one. This is the first go. The
second go, we slightly changed.
Yes.
By a different setup.
We might change the setup a bit. Yes. Oh, and I can keep tweaking the graphics.
Pilot 3 is going to be an amalgamation of all two.
We'll put everything together, see how it all works. We'll be looking for your guys' feedback. If you're on Twitch right now, you can head on over to our Discord to come and join the conversation. We'll be looking to you to give us feedback on different things. You can also send us articles over the course of the week, anything like that. We've got a full list of news we're going to be covering today, from movies to video games to television, all that good stuff. Adam's going to be running media and all that sort of stuff, and keeping an eye on chat. As I said before, We will be reading chat toward the end of the stream, so we can actually have a little back and forth then. But because this is going to be a podcast as well, we don't just want to have a one-sided conversation.
Also, any feedback?
Feedback's awesome.
Feedback
if you think something's
throughout the podcast, just post it in chat, and we leave chat running.
We always leave chat.
Time,
yeah,
so
we always leave
be
chat
able to
open.
catch it.
So yeah, we can go. We'll be sifting back through the chat. But yeah, if there's anything that's wrong, anything that you think volume should be adjusted, that's very handy. Down the road in future, we may. I should have discussed this with Adam first, but this is the housekeeping section, so I'm going to say it anyway. We will be looking for new moderators for chat. So anyone that's super regular and you know you're always going to be about, that's just gives us a hand.
Always be about, like, you don't need to, like, I'm one, you're one. And when you solo stream, I'll pop in for like 5-10 minutes some days.
Yeah.
Some days I'll sit for the whole day. If you're one of our regulars and we become a moderator,
just check the audio and stuff.
You don't even need to sit around for the whole thing.
No.
Don't feel obliged.
No.
More
Absolutely.
Honor that we are honoring you.
Well, an honor. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
it's
you
like
want to
knighted
do it
by the Queen.
That's what it is.
But Ben will do it.
Yeah, that's it.
Our wall is.
I'll use my sausage sword. That's a callback to a stream earlier this week. If you missed that, you can check the VOD on Twitch. But yeah, I think that's all the housekeeping. That was just stuff to do with SnatchyBuckles. Maybe in future we will have, like, if we've already planned next week's schedule, we could like announce it during the housekeeping or something and be like, this is what the streams are next week.
You are awfully eager that we will plan our stream that far in advance.
We usually plan on Sunday night. But yes, I keep glancing over because I've got the stream deck next to me. We've got a lot of tech stuff that I'm trying to make sure is all working, and I've got graphics to kind of roll and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully it works. Who knows? But for now, we are going to actually jump over to gaming news. So let's do it. You're going to add some extra sound effects. So, gaming news kicking us off this week. Straight away, you are seated already, so that's good because
I'm not.
You're not. You're actually hovering. You're doing that thing. It's like you've got crazy muscles. First bit of news for the week is that the biggest and most successful gaming like home games console creator of this generation wants to keep that ball rolling. Oddly enough, they want to keep making money. Because Sony has somewhat officially stated that they are working on the next iteration of the PlayStation.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the N-Gage.
I mean, we can all dream. We can bring the N-Gage back. We could bring what was the little box that no one ever bought?
Oh,
it was the little cube thing.
No, it wasn't Ocja.
Something anyway.
Something along them lines.
But yeah, so it's not necessarily called the PS5, or we don't know what hardware it's going to be. We don't know what iteration it is or anything like that. But the president or the CEO of Sony during he was speaking to the Financial Times. He basically came out. His name is Kenichiro Yoshida. I probably butchered that, but we'll go with it. He said, at this point, what I can say is it's necessary to have a next generation hardware. That is pretty much they are working on something.
Yeah, it's also not announcing that they're definitely working on it. It's saying it's necessary.
I think if you say about your company that it's necessary that they have the next generation hardware, it's probably safe to assume that they are working on the next generation.
I get it.
I guess you could take it both ways, but honestly, where we are right now, we've discussed this before. I think where we are right now, we're going to get it next Christmas.
I would say that with PSX getting cancelled,
that's a big factor.
Is a big fact. That was my straight. As soon as we discussed that, I was like, right, PSX has been cancelled. Yep. You pointed out that they didn't have that much to show off.
They don't, and they said that themselves. But sorry, not that much to show off this generation.
Yeah, but as soon as it came out that it was cancelled, I was like, right, that's it. It's pretty much confirmed that PS5 is next year. The fact that they're not pushing anything else more for the PS4, they've still got titles like Days Gone.
Yeah,
I can't even remember the Ninja one.
See, we don't officially know that that's even PS4.
This is it, yeah. So
Days Gone is probably definitely PS4
because it's out in March next year,
February or March, yeah,
somewhere time around there.
Yeah,
they've still got Last of Us to show, which we don't know if it's going to be PS4.
I feel like that.
Very easily a lot of the games that they've got in the pipeline at the moment are very easily launch titles for the PS5
or both.
Yeah, like the combo launch that they did for the PS4
with games like Destiny 1 and things like that, where they were 360, Xbox One. Yeah.
So yeah, if you think about it, Days Gone, definitely PS4. It's being confirmed.
Yes.
It only got pushed back for polish. And
because they had too many.
But if you think about it, that's going to be a nice little nugget of one final PS4 title to play.
Yep.
before you get the next gen console or
No,
before
no.
an announcement
Absolutely.
comes for it.
It'll wrap up the past it's been
4
longer,
years?
but I feel like it's been 2 solid years of first party titles. We had them before then, but I think it kicked off with like Uncharted 4. It followed it with Horizon Zero Dawn. There's another one in there that I'm missing somewhere, but then obviously there were smaller ones, like there was the Uncharted Lost Legacy. Well, Infamous was that was a launch title.
Start, yeah.
That was a launch title of the PS4, so that was back in 2014, I think, because the PS4 dropped in 13. But yeah, then we've had Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Spider-Man. I feel like there's another one in there somewhere, but it felt like they used to have 1 a year, and then it became 2 a year.
They're essentially becoming the Marvel of the video game world.
They're doing
single-player titles.
They're taking over things very, very well. It would not surprise me now if, as you say, because PSX has been cancelled, that we don't get. I think they might follow the same formula as the PlayStation 4. We get a surprise conference held in February. I'm almost like
is
month
that
for
how
month.
it was done?
They did a surprise. I think it was somewhat a surprise. I think in January they were like, we're doing a special event.
Oh, they
in
started
February.
inviting people out, didn't they?
That was
this
it.
Mysterious event.
They announced the PlayStation 4. They said what the hardware was. They didn't really. They had kind of like a.
They didn't show
show
the
reel.
price point.
Didn't do price point. Didn't really do much of the launch games.
It was
or anything
essentially
like that.
when Microsoft in one E3 just went, "Here's the Xbox."
That was Microsoft a very good show. Like Phil Spencer knows, and was that even Phil Spencer then? Because that was going back 4 years.
I think it might have been
5 years. Yeah,
it was
might
either
have been
Phil Spencer. Or it was Major Nelson.
Yeah, could have been Larry Herb. Yeah, but yeah, so they would announce it in February next year.
Yep.
They would then go to E3, and they would do the entire focus would be on the initial launch titles, so that we'd get to see more of the things we've already seen. We'd find out that Death Stranding and other titles like that are going to be next generation, and then we would get the price point and the announcement that it is launching that November, because they have launched both the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4 both launched in November. All consoles launch in November. And February is perfect. It's a perfect window. So with PSX not happening, it's probably because they don't want to hold 2 conferences 3 months apart.
If you think about it as well, Days Gone comes out February, March.
Yeah.
That is like you said, the perfect time to line up with
timing
conferences. You think about what's still left to come: Last of Us, Death Stranding.
Yeah, I'm still curious. We've seen a lot of Last of Us now because we got all that gameplay at E3, but I'm still very curious if it's even going to be on.
I say the titles that are going to be hybrid will be The Last of Us, Death Stranding, because that game looks insane. Do
you not think that they might just come out and be like, yeah, everything you've seen's actually been PS5 all along?
Possibly. Because it looks a little bit too like if you look at the
like it could be a cinematic.
Not even Last of Us. If you look at Death Stranding in the environment in that game from the trailer, there's no way that's PS4. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, at least not my PS4 is going to just like take off.
There's no way that is PS4. It can't be. I refuse to believe it. If it is, that's fantastic.
That's amazing. But
that's amazing optimization and design work. But it can't be.
No,
I would generally not be a surprise, like you said, that it's PS5 or whatever it gets called.
You get these beautiful games like God of War and Marvel Spider-Man, but then there's still rough edges. If you want to
take a look at Spider-Man and God of War and then place it to them cutscenes in Death Stranding, which are in-game footage, there's no way that's close. That is next-gen technology.
It's next-gen. What is it? We're currently in the 8th generation of gaming consoles, so it'll be 9th gen is the next one. When do you think Xbox are going to drop their announcement? They've got an event coming up. Do you think that now?
I think it's a bit early for that. They may try beat Sony.
If they're going to do it, they're going to have to get it out next November. Otherwise, they're going to have a repeat of the Xbox One.
I could very much see Sony as well, not even like just curveballing it, not even doing an event, and then just going
dropping it at E3 and being not like even that, comes out in
just
4
a
months.
Random blog post about it.
Yeah, they could. They have done that with a lot of stuff.
Or something.
Yeah. No, that's true.
That it doesn't necessarily need to be an event.
I feel like they'll probably want to make it up to people because a lot of people are missing PSX because it's a big thing that a lot of mostly American, because obviously it's more easily accessible, but a lot of PlayStation fans love going to PSX just for the community, for all that sort of stuff. If they get to do that in February and then also find out that PlayStation 5's happening, I'm curious when Xbox is going to do it, because I think Xbox is quietly gotten themselves in a prime position where they might actually have a good next gen.
I think they can build off like the Xbox One X.
Yeah,
is a solid platform for them to go.
It is technically the best console right now. It just doesn't have the software.
It's like the next. It's like a nice building block for the next gen console for them.
Yeah,
which I know Xbox's whole thing that they're doing this gen is that everything single one will be backwards compatible because of the way they've designed them.
Yeah.
So that has to be working into their architecture of it.
It's already been their big thing so far is backwards compatibility. It's one thing that I think Xbox doesn't necessarily get the credit it's due. It doesn't have the first-party titles, which is such a shame because look at last generation. Xbox had all the best first-party titles. You're looking at Halo, Gears of War.
Well,
Halo's 3.
Good. Halo 3 is good. The rest of them after that are
Halo 4 wasn't as great. Halo 5, I mean, that was
I feel
Xbox
like they
One,
dropped off a bit from like they always had the stellar first parties, but they've like
I think
away.
last gen was phenomenal because Halo 3, ODST was a solid game. Halo Reach was a solid game. It was right at the end of the cycle when we got Halo 4 and it didn't live up to it.
It's a shame that they're just trying to push these old IPs that they have. It's a shame they're not bringing new ones like Scalebound, which looked really promising.
Yeah.
Can.
This is very true.
When you think about it, Xbox is in that rut where they're just recycling. It's a little bit like the movie.
I guess PlayStation's been doing it for the most part.
I know PlayStation's been doing it for the most part, but if you look at like God of War, that's a whole new.
They have reimagined it, but it is still God of War.
Whole new reimagining.
Yeah, Spider-Man definitely. But yeah, I mean, Last of Us was PS3, and then they re-released it on PS4, and then now they're doing a sequel.
I guess it's only like the second sequel.
Uncharted again. That goes
Uncharted
back to
is another
PS3.
one, but
they do have these franchises that they keep building.
It would have been nice if Halo had just finished at like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
and then the good went right. We'll now take that step towards a new IP.
Which is what it felt like Bungie were originally going to do and do Destiny that way, and people could follow along with that. But then Destiny became this entirely different beast that doesn't necessarily. People who play Halo don't necessarily want Destiny. But no, they had, and they started this generation with some great. They came out rolling with Forza. They announced Sunset Overdrive, which was a phenomenal title, obviously by Insomniac, who went on to make everyone that played Sunset Overdrive went. I should be Spider-Man in this.
Yeah,
I'm like zooming around the city, and then they did it. But then the list kind of stops. And yeah, we've had Sea of Thieves, phenomenal like idea, but not necessarily it's just missing something. And same goes with State of Decay 2.
Yeah.
Again, great game, but it's very niche. It's very much if you
it's
like playing
not got that hold and grasping element to keep you coming back for more.
Yeah, or just these phenomenal stories that get told that PlayStation have done a brilliant thing by focusing on that single player thing. So no, I love Xbox, and I think Xbox deserves more credit because its backwards compatibility is phenomenal. The fact you can play Xbox One games, 360, any games that you owned on the 360 digitally, you can play them. I think even physically, you can just pop the disc in and it goes and grabs it.
Yeah, it does. Like you've got the disc and if you pop it in your Xbox One, it will
great.
Then go ahead.
That is a beautiful feature, and it's really cool that they've done it. I know that seems like Sony's going to be going after that. They've obviously now got PlayStation Now allowing you to download the titles, but that's still limited to.
I think I also saw a news article about maybe they're setting up to gear for backwards compatibility with PS4.
I don't have the article linked, but they have just recently in the past week filed a patent for backwards compatibility. They've basically patented. It seems like the simplest idea, but the way they've basically patented this thing is that when the game loads its resources, so like its textures, its 3D files, they're obviously all stored in code side as like strings, and they basically made it so they can hot swap. It can get that string and it can go to a different resources folder with like HD textures, HD visuals, and it can just hot swap those in. So you would be playing the original coded game, but they could very easily swap in a remaster in the same like Master Chief Collection does for playing Halo 1. It's the exact same game. It's the same code that's running it. But you can just swap the models out. Yeah, exactly. So that means that going forward, PlayStation could go play all these games that were from like early PS4, late PS3, and they look way prettier because we just went through them and give them a little spot clean. Yeah, I think PlayStation. I think they're going to have to because Xbox has done so well with that. They've got a great Xbox is. Because they haven't had the software, they've done every other part of the console perfectly. They've got a great party system. The club system works very well. I've been playing Forza Horizon 4, and the club system builds straight into it. So it's kind of like having a clan that goes across all games.
Yeah.
And then you can see people playing on specific games and just jump in with them. All of that works really, really well. Obviously, their network infrastructure is miles ahead of most other things still.
I have seen that PS4, the big change with it that we're going to cover later on.
Yeah.
They hired a new network guy. Can't remember his name.
Yes.
This is where a lot of the changes are coming in.
Yep.
Feels very similar to when Xbox hired Phil Spencer.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So Phil, if you think about it, Xbox was stuck in that rut of like,
it was.
The poor conferences. They didn't quite have the presence. They brought Phil Spencer out as like the front-facing man of Xbox, and it pushed everything forward for them driving it. Sony just don't have that front face, but now for the network side, they've got a guy which has actually went, why aren't we doing these things? And that might push the content back forward. Well, like better networking because the party system is Yeah,
It's not
the
great. It could be
downloading
improved.
system is
It's not great again.
gosh.
Yeah, it's not good. It needs all of these little
The
things.
fact that you can put your PS4 in rest mode and close applications and it downloads the game quicker is ridiculous.
Not even just a little quicker, like twice as fast.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. I understand I've got a base PlayStation 4, so I know that it's got a more limited Wi-Fi technology, but when I download on my base Xbox, it's downloading off my network 30, 40 megasecond. I get games in a matter of an hour. If I do the same Wi-Fi on my PlayStation, we're talking 5-6 hours because it's downloading at like 10
Especially
megaseconds.
if you're running it. If
you've got it turned
put
on.
it in rest mode, that's halved to maybe 2 hours.
Yeah,
tops.
exactly. But yeah, it's all these things. They've got such phenomenal software, but they just need to they need to overhaul. I also still, every so often, I keep feeling like the PlayStation interface is starting to get that little bit dated as well, because it felt like they just took the PS3 interface and went, "Oh, let's make this much nicer."
I feel like the PS5
they're gonna have to redo it.
A better interface. Also, more weight to the PS5 argument is there's a lot of studios, first-party studios, that are secretly working on games that nobody knows about.
Yep.
That they've been working on for a couple of years,
Yep.
that have been hiring talent for, and very much could come out as big hitters for them.
Well, I mean, look at
next year.
Microsoft doing the same thing. Microsoft going up. They announced that at E3, all the studios they're buying up. I've got an article in here somewhere, but just to mention it quickly, they are in the final negotiation to buy Obsidian right now, which are a great RPG studio. Obsidian were the original developers. I think they made not the Fractured But Whole, the Stick of Truth originally, and then it got finished by another studio. They made Dungeon Siege. Dungeon Siege, is that the right one? I think
Possibly.
Yeah. Obsidian, if I'm not mistaken, Obsidian are also the team. I might be mixing them up with another. No, I think they're Obsidian. They might be the people who made Fallout New Vegas.
Possibly. It sounds familiar.
You can do a fact check on that, and while you do, I'm going to mention this story, and then you might have a video that can just be played on mute in the background because it's continuing with Microsoft.
They made
They do
the Old Republic 2, Neverwinter Nights 2.
Fallout New. You can see that.
New Vegas.
I thought it was New Vegas. Yes. So yeah, basically Microsoft apparently are picking them up now as well. And I did again. It's not an article I grabbed because I think this is from a few weeks ago now. But the studio Playground Games, they make Forza Horizon. Apparently they are working on I think it's an open world RPG or something.
If we're going to go back
it's rumored to be some massive franchise that they've got a hold of.
If we're going to go back to Microsoft buying up studios, can we please discuss the fact that during that E3 conference, and they were like, "We've bought Turn 10," and you're like, "I thought you owned them already."
Yeah, there is a lot of them that they seem like they already owned or they were already big partners with.
You would go, "It's a Forza devs. It's an Xbox game."
Yeah, I feel it's probably similar to a studio like Insomniac, and obviously Insomniac. When they did Sunset Overdrive, I was surprised because I always thought they were a Sony studio because they always did Ratchet and Clank, all those sort of games. And now they're doing Spider-Man, they are still considered an independent studio, like an indie dev. I don't consider them an indie dev because that name I think is reserved for studios with
4 people.
Yeah, exactly. Small studios, but they are independent. They don't have any set publisher. They just work really closely. So yeah, I guess Turn 10 has been that till this point, and now Microsoft's been like, no, we're going to put the money down.
We're going to buy
Also, doing that means that they can go, okay, you're going to continue making Forza, but you're also going to go make this other game as well. So yeah, Playground Games, I'm just opening this article here. I don't think there's a video or anything to go with it, just really quickly. But yeah, Playground Games are working on a different Xbox. Yeah, the rumor is that it's going to be, they're going to bring back Fable, that they're giving them the license to it. Because apparently a load of the...
open driving worlds, I can see it maybe
working. A load of the ex Lionhead studio people now work at Playground Games, because I think they're both based in Guildford. If I'm not mistaken... Playground Games are they're based in Leamington, which is where pretty much every other studio is based. But yes, the other thing coming from Xbox, next story, is that Xbox are busy working on, or apparently it works, is Project xCloud, which is their kind of next big thing to allow gamers to play. You could probably just play it on mute. Because I don't think I think they talk a lot, but it's probably all just all rubbish. But yeah, I'm just gonna knock it in. We do down there.
Yeah, we can do it down there.
Yeah, we'll just do it down there if we just play this video. But yeah, basically, Project xCloud is Microsoft's next big thing. It's going to be a streaming service that allows you to basically play all of your Xbox One titles from any device, pretty much. The main things right now is they're showing them running on Android phone and tablets and things like that, but you would theoretically be able to open an app on your desktop PC or a laptop while you're on the go, hook up a controller and go. You don't even need a controller either, because it's going to have full on-screen controls if you wanted to play that. If there's a game that is a little bit more casual, you could absolutely play it with just the on-screen.
Play it with just your fingers.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an interesting move.
It is.
It's also got to compete with Google's now.
Well, yeah, because that has been getting some very good feedback so far.
Yeah. So
yeah, I feel like both those companies are the ones that are going to change the future of what gaming can be. Microsoft have been very clear that they aren't going to be replacing, like, the flagship console is still going to be their Xbox in-home console. This is going to be an extra thing. They're never going to get to the point.
Will they scale down the games though, or will it be like?
No, it just runs full, because the server cabinets that they've built literally have each shard in the cabinet has 4 Xbox Ones built into it, and then every shard, I think it actually is going to come up and show it in just a second if I just switch this over so you guys can see it a little bit. I think it shows in just a moment the theoretical cabinets that they've already got running. So they're not that theoretical, but basically each shard, so each of those layers in the cabinet has 4 Xbox Ones inside of it, and then they have like entire buildings of them, and obviously each cabinet is holding like hundreds if not thousands, so like each room has probably got like tens of thousands of Xbox Ones in it.
Yeah.
So they're basically, when you boot up the game, this is the graphic I was thinking of. They've just taken the innards out of the Xbox Ones and literally just hooked them into a server cabinet.
So it's all the graphical power and processing is done via.
It's all done on actual hardware systems.
Yeah, it's just going to be the latency side of stuff.
The latency is the only issue, but apparently they're building on their Azure network, which is very, very, very fast. Whether or not it can keep up with Google's one, I don't know, but apparently Azure is actually faster than Google Cloud systems right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see. The word that's been coming out about the Project Stream, which is Google's one playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, is that the latency is almost not noticeable, and people have only had it a few times where frames have kind of dropped and stuff like that, or maybe the game's crashed, but that's actually been a crash where they've gone back to the main menu, because it's just running on PC for their test. But yeah, the ability to actually just play.
The hooking up your phone to the controller does look like it'll flow nicely.
Yeah, this screen, I'm not so sure about what sociopath wants to play Cuphead with touch controls? Like, you don't, but yeah, but something a little bit more casual, I could absolutely see the benefit of being able to just kind of jump in, say you've missed a daily or something on something.
This is where we're going. That footage is actually Halo Infinite.
Yeah, right. They've actually tricked us all along. But yeah, just the ability to be able to play anywhere. I think that this system is going to really come into play when 5G drops. Because when all the network and everything gets updated, and apparently it's coming, 5G is on the horizon.
Yeah.
When that comes and you're able to, and they're already increasing data caps on phones, at least in the UK, by a huge amount. Once 5G drops and you're able to do it without even having to be on Wi-Fi, you can literally be like sat on a train somewhere, just playing Forza Horizon 4 with some friends. Like,
yeah.
Not a thing in the world. I think the next 2 years, 3 years tops, I think is going to be very interesting for streaming games.
Well, Nvidia tried to do it, didn't they, for a while with the shadow boxes?
The Nvidia Shield is still the big thing. Yeah, I mean, you can still get your Nvidia Shield. It's a fancier version of the Steam. What was it called? I've got one. The Steam Link.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Nvidia Shield was very similar. It's that sort of technology, except that only works across LAN. And now, obviously, PlayStation's roughly had this technology for a long time. You can play your Vita. If you've got a connection, you can play on your PlayStation 4 anywhere, but the latency is not good.
I feel like it's also Microsoft step in the direction of going, right, here is our forte into a mobile console. We're not going to develop anything like that. We're not going to make an actual physical console. It's just going to be your phone, your tablet.
Yeah.
Whatever you want it to be, that'll be where it comes from for their side of things. Like, that way they don't have to spend resources to go, right, you need to go buy an Xbox handheld and Engage.
I honestly wonder how long, if streaming's the way we're going, how long is it going to be until especially with something like Google's one, how long is it going to be until some of the other consoles, for example, PlayStation or Microsoft, get on board and just go like, okay, we're just going to put things on this one platform. Like, we no longer have PlayStation 4s and Xbox Ones. We just have
a library
of games, and you can play. And fair enough, PlayStation might only be able to play with other PlayStation stuff. You're not going to be able to cross-platform those things, but they would just start selling software. Like, at what point? I mean, we're probably 5-10 years away from that at the very, because they still want to sell consoles. Sony's made a lot of money this generation, and they want to do it again, clearly.
I feel like the console market will still always be there for quite a while. People would rather have something physical just in case they don't have access to.
Well, we learned that with this generation, because Xbox originally was going to be, they were going to really go down the digital route, and they were going to have it so that you couldn't even sell games back to stores. They were going to have it so it was all, but it meant they were going to have a full system of sharing libraries and stuff.
But they were also going to include, like, people jumped on the bandwagon and was like, no, I don't want it. I'm not having to
And then look at us
and
today.
then everybody was like, actually, hold up, yeah, that's what I actually wanted, because they were going to work in a way that you could actually, you had a physical disc, but still be able to sell it back.
Yep.
I believe. Like
there was a way they were going to do it.
Came back out and said, like, yeah, you're going to have this way to sell back. You're also, all the disc is needed for is like it's like doing a 2-factor auth if you log in anywhere. All it was like, do you have the disc? Yeah, every 24 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe they could have done it every week.
Yeah, it's a weekly check. Yeah.
Then someone could literally just hotspot their phone. 5 seconds, check the game, write them off.
You're absolutely right that, yeah, everyone changed their tune, because this generation, it felt like, yeah, they wanted to do that, and then everyone, no, I don't want to do that. And then in the UK, at least up north, one of our most popular gaming shops is gone. It's out of business now because no one's buying and selling games. A lot more game
shops, I think, are going to go. Like, we
nearly lost Game.
Game, I think, it'll go soon. I don't.
Yeah.
If you look at the gaming shops in the UK that sell actual physical games, Game is the only one we have, and they've now had to go down the line of doing phones, phone repairs, selling pop figures, all the merch.
Merch is a big thing for Game now.
Push them back up to be in the positive.
Yeah.
I think in 5 years, Game's not going to exist. It's going to be gone.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Same with CEX. CEX.
Yeah.
It's never, like, it did used to be a lot bigger.
You mean sex?
I mean sex. It did used to be a lot bigger.
Yeah. No, it did.
Now
it used
it's
to be
like
huge.
Quieter. Like, I never see anybody hardly in there. Nobody really goes and trades in. But there'll be people. But you never really hear people going, oh, I'm going to trade in this game.
I used to trade games in almost in every other. I would go and pick a new game up. This was back in the 3. I was never to the same degree as you, because I always used to think of myself as someone who had quite a lot of gamer score, and then I met you, and you've got like 200 and something thousand.
That is because
and I've got like 70,000.
I had Love Film. And I would just rent a game for a week, play it, smash it out, and then take it back. I also had a Blockbuster around the corner where you could rent them for a day if I wanted to try something.
But I would pick up a game on like a Friday, I would play it all weekend, and then by like the Tuesday, I'd take it back and sell
with a full refund.
I may have done that a few times, but more often than not, it would be like, maybe not the next week, but like a few weeks later, I'd show up with like 3 games and go like, I'm trading these 3 and I want this one new game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I traded in constantly. I never kept a hold of my library of games unless it was something that friends had that I wanted to play with them. And in that case, I started buying them digitally. Even on the 360, I had quite a library of digital games.
I cannot remember the last time I bought a physical game.
It's just, it's that tiny, the tiniest. The fact that you save a tiny bit of money buying it physically negates the fact that you have to keep getting the disc out every time. It is locked to you. You can't share the game, for example. Well, you can't share you could share the physical disc, but you can't share the digital library. Yeah.
That's what I want the next gen to do. Just everybody knows, like,
everyone knows we're doing it.
Everybody knows you can do it.
That you can share your digital library.
Share your digital library. There is ways around it. Go look on the internet if you're unsure, but you can definitely do it and it works flawlessly.
Yep.
I want the companies to now come out and go, right,
here's a family library.
It's actually implemented now.
Well, that's what Xbox were originally going to do. They were going to have a family library where everyone could play the stuff at the same time, and then they were going to have a friends library where you could say, yeah, you can lend this game, and you couldn't play it at the same time, kind of like Steam does it. If you wanted to boot it up, it would send them a notification and go, this person, they want to play that game, you've got to give it back.
No, fuck off.
Exactly. But
I would rather it be like, so that they're going to lose money out of a game, but
probably not as much. They're probably losing the same amount already because people are already digitally sharing. I think offering features like that and offering ease of access for things like that, or to be honest, I think it probably cuts down on piracy to a certain amount.
It probably does. I've also it's not the same context, but they should just go the way that it's a buggy system that users have figured out how to bug. Let's just make it a feature. One of the examples being is Destiny and Bungie do it a lot.
Yep.
Like players figured a way to break one of the activities.
Yeah.
So you can just constantly keep replaying it.
Yep.
At the same time. Bungie then went, right, you're going to continue to do this. We're just going to make it a feature.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the way it should be. Like, if people are going to do it. Just let them do it. And implement it in.
It should be. Like I said, I feel like Xbox was already wanting to do that. And then everyone went, no, like, they just didn't want it at all, so they got rid of it. But now everyone buys everything. Not everything. I imagine that there is a certain amount that still buy physical. I mean, Amazon obviously has a good sale for things like that. But more often than not, a lot of people are going digital nowadays. The fact that a lot of the game shops you go into nowadays, you go and look at the shelves and they're just cards on the shelf because a lot of these, unless it's a AAA blockbuster game where they're wanting to get it on the shelves, everything is just a code. Even some games you buy nowadays, you open the thing expecting a disc and you just got a code to put in. Like, I remember it was maybe like FIFA or something I got with my PlayStation 4, and it was just a code. Oh, it was with Xbox, actually. It was just a code that I just put in. Like, you didn't get a physical copy. But yeah, just keeping the news moving along. More news from PlayStation. This is the big one. This is the one people have been asking for what, the last, probably since PlayStation Network came about.
Yeah.
So what's that? It was 2007, I think. So
10 years.
A little over 10 years. People have been asking for it. You can now change your PlayStation Network.
Well, not now. It's going to be implemented.
It's going into the preview program.
I didn't even realize
starting next month.
PlayStation had a preview program.
Yeah, I've been in it. I think I'm in it right now. Not in it right now. Like, I'm in the.
It's not like Xboxes where you sign up and that's you in. I think you have to sign up every single time they roll.
You have to sign up every time, and you're not guaranteed to get in. But if you've been in a previous one, there's a higher chance because they've actually said with this preview program, people who have been in previous preview programs will see the feature sooner than others.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're actually adding the full. Basically, you can change your user ID. So if you signed up as like DongLover69 back in 2007, when someone's like,
I can now be DongLover78.
Exactly, you can update it a little bit. Yeah, is that how it works? You change the number and it's actually your age, not your birth date. But yeah, I think that's one of the biggest reasons that people want to be able to change is because a lot of people make accounts when they're in their like teens, and then they realize that thing isn't necessarily funny anymore. Some of it's still funny. Maybe I'm just still childish, but yeah, I can understand if I made something when I was like 15, I might not find it as funny now. I mean, I've seen people online post before where like their name is like David Sucks Balls, and it's because one of their friends was there when he made his account, and he was like, ha ha ha, ha, and then he was stuck with that account for the last like 12 years. And it's like, yeah, it's the worst thing. But now they've finally added it. It is going to be free when it fully gets rolled out. It is going to be free for one change.
I think that's roughly how Microsoft did it.
Exactly how Microsoft does it. It's that, and then after that, it is it will cost $5 after the first change for every subsequent change.
That
which
is
I think
only
is almost
a PS
exactly.
Plus member. So it's $10.
Oh, sorry,
and
yes.
you're not a PS Plus member.
It is,
which is probably roughly about what Xbox is, because I think Xbox is £8.
Yeah, so I think that's about right.
And then $5. The PS Plus benefit, yeah, that's a really good thing because that Microsoft doesn't tie that with Xbox Gold.
It's also smart.
Nice touch.
Most of the people who will want to change their name are probably PlayStation Plus users, because why would you want to change your name if it only affects you on your own console?
Yeah.
But there is a few caveats that they have added, which you weren't aware of these. So I'm just going to see if I can quickly find it in the article, but I think they might have actually missed it off on here. But there's a few minor caveats. They are only going to 100% support games from after April 2018 for the name change. So if you try to load, a lot of the big titles will get updated, because obviously Destiny 2 came out after April 2018. They will obviously fix that. They will obviously update. Probably Destiny 1, they'll probably update that.
Yeah.
All the big ones will get updated, all the Battlefields, all the Call of Duties. But maybe smaller indie games that if the studio doesn't exist anymore, if you try and load up, they haven't said it won't work. They've just said that you may see issues. It might just be that your leaderboard's gone. Like, you start as if you're a new person. It treats you like you're a new person.
That's not the
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
If I try to be optimistic,
it'll probably lose your leaderboard score because it'll want to tie it to a new name.
Yeah, because the way that Xbox and a lot of other systems do it is when you create an account on these systems, you are usually in the back end, you're like a string of numbers and letters, you're kind of a hash code, and then they tie your name to that. So on the front end, you see this nice, pretty name, and then in the back end, it's obviously just all code.
Numbers.
PlayStation didn't do that when they made theirs. They kind of rushed it a little bit, and they pretty much just made it so that it is just your name. And that means that it's great for developers because they can grab your username very easily and have it for like leaderboards or multiplayer and things like that. But it means for changing it, it becomes very, very difficult, because it means that every single game has to know that it's a different name now. Because yeah, for example, you go play what's it called, Race the Sun. That was one of the first things for PlayStation. Race the Sun, I imagine their kind of leaderboard system is probably, like, for me, it'll just be tied to Coconut, or if I change my name, it'll go like, I don't know who you are. You're not Coconut. Whereas if you do something like that on Xbox, it obviously just gets a string of numbers and letters. That'll never change. So yeah, that is one of the things. So there might be some things. The optimist in me would like to hope it's just going to be leaderboards, but who knows? It could be you just can't play multiplayer because it doesn't think you're an authorized an account.
Or it might just start you fresh as a multiplayer account.
It could, absolutely.
I don't see that actually stopping you play because you still have the live connection.
Yeah.
You still have a name. The only thing that'll change is the name that's playing it. So it might revert your progress. That's what I would see it as.
We'll hope that that's all it is. But yeah, it is actually right here. I was staring right at the information. But yeah, it's any games published before April 1st. They're going to release a list of compatible titles so that you know beforehand. They're going to release that list in, I think, November or December this year so that you know what games are going to be compatible and which ones necessarily aren't. But I think all the big ones, and yeah, as much as I see this as a potential negative, there's not that many of us that are actually playing games from before April. There aren't big titles from before April. GTA 5 will almost definitely be patched, but that's probably the oldest game I play on my PlayStation.
And I think this is more as well tying in the new console. I think they're getting ready to be able to...
They're 100% getting ready. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right there. They are 100% getting ready. They're getting this system in place because it's a feature that they've needed.
If you think about it as well, they're rolling out these key features. Name change. Yeah. Obviously, they announced the Fortnite backwards compatibility, which in turn, I will imagine, will stretch to other games.
Eventually, I think.
It is just a checkbox from what the Epic developers said. It is just literally a checkbox that goes, play with others. Tick.
Yeah. That's pretty much all it is, and it's Sony. The only thing they actually had to change to allow it was they just had to change their terms of service or the end user agreement. I can't remember which one it was. The end user license agreement. Sorry. All they had to do was update that to basically say that you could be playing with people from another system. Now that they've updated that to allow it, and they don't have to protect you or anything, any game theoretically could add it in. I assume they'll have to ask permission.
I'm not that fussed about crossplay. Obviously, some titles it's nice that people want to play with their friends on PC, Xbox, whatnot. My biggest one, cross saves. That's what I want.
Honestly, I want... This is just another PlayStation compared to Xbox thing. I want PlayStation to make their save system just work better. I've now gotten quite used to using... Because I've been playing a little bit of Xbox lately. Xbox's system is beautiful.
Cloud, doesn't it?
Beautiful the way it does it, and yeah, the way it just pushes it to the cloud constantly while you're playing. You don't have to worry about it. You go boot it up on another console and your save's just there. PlayStation, it will obviously push it to the cloud and stuff, and it'll try to keep it backed up, but you could sometimes, if you know you're going to be switching consoles and it's not your primary, you have to start going and sitting down and manually uploading your save and then manually downloading your save, and to make that work. There's all these little quality of life that, as I was starting to say before, Xbox doesn't get enough credit for it because people who play PlayStation kind of go, no, this is how it is. We just suffer through all of it, and it's fine because we get the best games. See, it's a trade-off. You get these amazing titles, but you're missing out on these quality of life. Hopefully, next generation, Xbox can up their game as far as software goes, and PlayStation can up their game as far as quality of life goes. And I think we'll have a fucking awesome next gen because there'll actually be competition again. Because it feels like Xbox has been dead a little bit this gen. So
but like I say, cross saves is all I want. I want to be able to. For example, Destiny 2, I want to be able to play with my friends on PS4.
Yep.
And then go, hold up, I'm sitting down at my PC. Why can't I've got the game on PC and it's account-based. Why can't I just play that account on PC? And hopefully this cross-compatibility is going to push the way forward a bit.
I hope, to be honest, that the cross-play will get added into a lot more stuff. Just for the fact that, as much as you say that obviously doesn't affect you because all of your friends that you play with are already on PlayStation. But if I was sat playing Forza on my Xbox, and let's just theorize that I owned Destiny 2 on my Xbox, it would be nice if you were like, oh, I'm playing Destiny. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't have to switch consoles. I just go, I'm playing with you now.
And then all we need is Discord to push an app to everything. Why is Discord not on everything?
It's only on Xbox because Microsoft made the deal with them.
But why doesn't Discord go, right, we're just
going to deal with all the parties.
We'll be the party man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Xbox added functionality for it, so now you can see what game... If your friend's playing on Xbox, you can see what they're playing while you're sat on Discord, which is actually pretty cool.
Can you join chat lobbies? Like, you can't...
No, they don't have the party system. It's purely... I want the
party system being able to be pushed to everything. Why? Like, what stops them going, right, here's this overall universal app where you connect in, sign into your Discord account, and you see all the servers that you've got access
Everything's
to.
getting... It's because everything wants to have its own party system, which in Xbox's case, fair enough, because it's actually pretty solid. Sony could definitely do with improving. So yeah, why don't I think if Sony took the first step, I think other things might follow along. Because Sony's the one that needs the improvement.
I see Sony and Microsoft a little bit like iPhone and Android.
Oh, very much.
Sony is like the iPhone.
Yeah.
Where it'll push these hardware changes that Xbox will follow suit with. Sony's more the hardware leader of changes, whereas Xbox is the software side, which is Android. Android has a lot more software features that then get pulled across to iPhone.
A lot more customization and things. Yeah. I mean, admittedly, the Xbox One X is the most powerful console right now.
Yeah.
They just don't have the software to support it. But was that also, that was essentially following suit with the PlayStation 4 Pro, if I'm not mistaken.
Like Pro pushed it, and then Xbox was like, right, we're
going to do it, and we're going to do it better. Like, for example, Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to run natively at 4K on the Xbox One X. It is going to run upscaled on the PlayStation 4 Pro. Which is a shame. I think it'll look gorgeous regardless.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
It looks so good, and it is only 2 weeks away as of tomorrow, which is very exciting. But yeah, I'm looking through other news because we've got lots of stuff that I could very easily. We've talked about consoles for so long now, and I think we've been very fair going back and forth. I'm always very wary because you're just going to start silly fanboy console war stuff.
I don't get it at this point.
I don't get it at all. I think the best way I like to think of myself, and this sounds so pretentious, I like to think of myself as a multi-platform fanboy because I genuinely do play on whatever I want. I just like games.
Yeah.
And I think you're very much the same way. You have I always think of you as a PlayStation primary.
Yeah.
You're not a fanboy, but because everyone you play with is on PlayStation, that's the console you choose to play on. And it makes sense. And I think a lot of people out there are exactly the same. They will play on the thing that their friends have the game on. In my case, I play Xbox and stuff, but I know for a fact if there was a game coming out that I know that you would be wanting to play, the thought of Xbox wouldn't cross my mind. I go, oh, Adam's going to get it on PlayStation. I'll play on PlayStation. Like, that's just how it works. You play with your friends. So this is why crossplay could actually be a brilliant thing, just to know that, oh, my friend's got a PlayStation, but I've got an Xbox. We can just play together. I think that's great. As you say, cross-save, I'd love that even more. But cross-play would be very, very handy.
Maybe cross-play will bring back the old... Can you remember in the heyday of 360 where you would join an online game, there'd be nobody in a party, and it would just be lobbies talking to each other?
No, that was so good.
And
yeah.
Xbox
what are you playing on? What are you playing on?
Destroyed that.
Yeah, they did.
Like, everybody, when you joined a multiplayer game, nobody talked because everybody's in these stupid little parties with all their friends. And I remember very specifically playing Halo and Gears of War and being able to chat to a lobby that I'm in with. And you can trash talk and communicate.
I think Discord did it for PC as well. Well, TeamSpeak did it first, but Discord nowadays is the modern equivalent of that, with it being you play something like Overwatch. No one talks. I mean, occasionally, but more often than not.
I think PC's got that feature where you've got push to talk, so you can still talk.
You can, yeah. You could do both at the same time, whereas you're limited, yeah. I'm just having a quick look, anything that links onto what we're talking about. I think we've covered most of those ones. So let's have a super quick look at... another quick PlayStation 1. Again, I'm trying to look for things that we can pull some media from. But have you seen that PlayStation 4 has... Marvel's Spider-Man on PlayStation 4 has one of the highest platinum completion rates of any game released on the PS4.
Does not surprise me. It's
no,
ridiculously easy.
It's easy, but not in a... I don't know if...
It's easy, but not in a spoon-feedy way.
No.
You have to work for it, but it's an easy work.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's just
like
the case...
walk up a mild hill.
It's a... Well, I guess you could play on the hardest difficulty, but you'd be earning the same exact trophy at the end.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of a playthrough where I'm playing through the whole thing on Spectacular at the minute. Although I've eased off on that because I know for a fact that we're going to get New Game Plus. Well, I don't know for a fact. I expect New Game Plus is coming in the next 2 weeks with the first DLC.
Well, haven't they said they're bringing it out as well?
They have said it's coming. They just haven't said when. But I imagine the first DLC is the perfect time to drop it, because then you can play through the DLC and then go, now I'm going to play through all of it again. I'm curious how long the DLC is going to be. If it's only going to be like an hour long, or if it's going to be a lengthy.
I hope it's a little bit lengthy.
I hope we get a good something.
Hour, maybe 2,
maybe a couple of hours, and then maybe add like 2 or 3 new collectibles across the city to go get. That would be my ideal, because then I can sink another kind of 5-6 hours into the game easily. But yeah, I think it's with the platinum. It's because they haven't. There's literally maybe 3-4 trophies in the entire game that make you do things outside of the realm of the normal game.
Yeah.
99% of the trophies in the game are literally just finish the game. Finish the game 100%. That's all you need to do. And the beauty of that, which is always one of my issues, and I've discussed this recently with PlayStation, just going back to more of the minor shortcomings of the UI, is you can't track trophy progress. But because 99% of the trophies are game-based, you can track all of it, because all you know you're doing is completing things in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's
unrelated to Spider-Man news. Did you see that I can't remember if it was on the Marvel Studios or it was one like the Marvel head X, or it was maybe the Sony executives came out and said that Spider-Man is the stepping stone for a bigger Marvel universe.
I hadn't seen that.
It's a couple of weeks ago now, and I couldn't find the article to link it in. But yeah, they've essentially said Spider-Man is what Iron Man is to the movie universe. Spider-Man is to the video game universe.
Sorry,
what
I
Iron
see
Man
what you
is
mean.
to the movie universe.
Right, so
Iron Man started off the movie universe.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is going to open the doors to a larger, bigger push for the Marvel games.
Yeah, so it'll be the Marvel. It'll be the
MGU.
The MGU, that's it. Yeah, I think there's already a subreddit for it. So I think that has been literally since Spider-Man PS4 was announced. I think I followed
Avengers
it.
Project or Assembled or whatever the hell.
Yeah, the Square Enix one, which is now getting more and more heavily rumored that it's going to tie directly into the Spider-Man PS4 game, because apparently there's hints in the Spider-Man PS4 game that hint that the Avengers aren't in the city, which they really should have been during some of the things that happened, but because they're dealing with something on the West Coast. And then apparently the Square Enix game might take place on the West Coast. So they would technically take place in the same universe.
Do you think you'll be tied to one character or you play all?
I hope you play all. Do you ever remember seeing footage of a game that got cancelled? It was an Avengers game. It was around the time of the first Avengers movie. It was going to play similar to Left 4 Dead, but you played as Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, and Captain America. And it was first person. And it was the enemy in the game was Skrulls. But like if you were Hulk, you got the ability, you could like do massive leaps and you could smash all your fists and everything. Obviously, if you're Iron Man, you could shoot rockets and machine guns and all that sort of stuff. But it was going to be like a first-person adventure, but it was going to be 4-player, multiplayer, online, story-based adventure game where you play as the Avengers.
I had not.
And it got, I guess we're going back 7-8 years now, but I would love that game. Like that sort of Left 4 Dead style multiplayer co-op, I think would be really fun as Avengers.
I can see it working.
Yeah.
But then it also look at everything else that's trying to copy Left 4 Dead, which is
this is very true. This is very, very true. It's one of the probably reasons that it got cancelled as well. But I think it was also a licensing thing because they were using the Skrulls, and I don't know if it was before they had the rights to the Skrulls or something along those lines. Because that's a very grey. The Skrulls are a very grey area with Fox. But speaking of, did I link this article in here? I did. Let me just open this very quickly. The Fox deal with Disney is apparent. I'm jumping to movie news right now, which I shouldn't be. I should be saving that for later. We'll do one thing because we're talking about Marvel. Apparently, the deal may go through as early as January 1st. It says the CEO of Fox.
Hopefully, and then we can start having stuff actually
announced,
tie back together, announced, ready for the next couple of years.
I think D23 next year could be a very interesting series of announcements because that's probably when they'll drop all of the stuff. Like
I can imagine Disney are sitting there with a big old storyboard of what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Because they know they've got it.
Yeah.
They know it's theirs. And they can go,
absolutely.
This and this and this is all coming in. X, Y, and Z.
Don't know if you just saw what I was opening there just to go through this thing because I thought it was quite interesting. The next bit of news from gaming, that the Resident Evil 2 remake that's coming out that I know you're very excited for. There should be that link, and then there might be another link for the video that we could just have on mute, maybe, unless the video's in that.
Mute our desktop audio for a second.
Of course I can. The deluxe edition is going to have some great fan service, according to Polygon. This is where I got this article from. It's an extra $10 for the deluxe edition. I don't actually, if you could just go to that, just scroll up to that image as well first. The next one down, that one. I don't know if it doesn't go any bigger, but that's fine. What is it? Oh, perfect. So yeah, this is the deluxe edition. You get extra skins that you can play throughout the game, but like I think it's the Elsa Walker costume is a costume. It was an unfinished costume that was supposed to be in the original game, and then they changed it at the last minute. They have HD'd it and brought it in so you can play the entire game as this unfinished costume that only hardcore fans that have gone through like unpacked the game know
and
about.
Found it in the asset file.
Yeah, so you can play as that. And then the final thing, the one that's on the end that's actually I think is potentially the most interesting is you can switch the soundtrack to play the original soundtrack from the game.
That is actually pretty cool.
That's a cool feature. For an extra $10, that's not a bad feature to be able to play the entire game with the original.
I see people are going to be complaining about that because that should be a feature.
It should just be in the game. It absolutely should. But yeah, I don't usually like promoting this sort of thing, but I think that's actually pretty damn cool because admittedly, this is only going to interest the more hardcore fans. Also, if you get the deluxe edition, it comes with, as you can see, the reversible cover.
Don't get it if you buy digital.
You don't get it if you buy digital. You don't get any cover, but the reversible cover comes with the physical version of of that. And there's also a video that dropped, which is showing a bit more gameplay. I think you've got it on the other tab.
Yeah. Which is already decided
already
to play
playing.
itself.
I don't know if we need audio for this really, because it's just going to be screaming and shooting and running around. We could put just play it as is. So yeah, basically, Resident Evil 2 drops. I want to say very early next year. Is it February?
It's January 25.
Is it really? Is it
January?
January?
Said.
Oh, did it have it on
in
there?
Front of you.
I did not look at that at all.
Should we put audio? I feel like this is going to be better with audio.
Okay, let's do some audio. Do a little bit of audio, and we'll see what level this is at. So there we go. Go for it.
I feel like it'll build up the tension.
Yeah.
See actually how the sound design's working in.
Well, just overall, the gameplay itself looks really good. So if we just go big for this one, so everyone can actually see what's going on.
I'm excited for it. It'll definitely be something we end up playing on stream.
100%.
Because
I knew that from the moment they announced it.
It looks as polished as Resi 4, but with like Resi 7 sort of
graphics,
tidy graphics.
So this is the first time we're seeing the liquor battle from Resi 2.
There's his butthole.
He is. He's. It looks good. Like
it's apparently very gory. Like they haven't went like pussyfooted around the gore and being like, we're not gonna show blood and stuff. We're gonna go full fan service. This is what everybody wants.
Yeah.
They wanted gory. They want to be in the horror setting.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I remember a video that dropped around E3 where it showed a zombie being hit with a shotgun and it tore only parts of the flesh off the zombie's face. Like it's really detailed gore, which is what Resident Evil should be.
Yeah, it 100% should be. And I know that people
it's so weird seeing open doors
and not doing it. It's like
not
a
going
static cutscene.
Yeah, I know, it's very weird just seeing us just working our way through doors. Honestly,
I hope this is kind of the way. Like Resi 7 was a nice change of pace. Like you played it first person.
Yeah.
Had a good story to it.
Yeah.
As much as I found, it was a big world. You immediately started and was like, "How's this house going to tie in everything?" But it opened up a lot. And I believe the DLCs actually add a fair bit to them as well.
Yeah.
But no, like I know a lot of people complained about this camera.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I don't mind it. Like it's a little bit hybrid.
Does she have a crosshair or any UI?
No.
Or is that going to be gameplay, or is this just for this video? Oh my god, look at that! He's just taking chunks out of the guy.
Yeah, he's just like, oh,
hello. He wants a kiss. What have I got next on here?
Now she's infected. What's she gonna do? No, I'm excited. It's gonna be. It's not like straight up horror. Like it's not gonna be jump scary.
No, not at all. I mean, there'll be elements of it going like, oh Christ, but yeah, it's
It feels fully survival. It's got that Alien Isolation vibe to it.
Very much.
Which was a fantastic game.
It was such a good game, Alien Isolation.
Oh, she used a knife.
She did. She left it in it.
Got it. That's how you do it. That's your survival. How you survive a leap attack.
It looks very, very pretty.
It's very polished as well.
It's so polished. But it's out soon. I mean, if you think if that's January 25th, we are the 11th of October 2018, and that...
It just looks a nice, like, a
3 months
game.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 months away we'll be doing this. No, that's exciting to me. How much is left of this video?
A minute.
50 seconds. Yeah, that's not bad. We'll play out this video. I'll drop it down into the...
I can't remember Resi 2 at all.
Oh, can you really not?
No.
See, Resi 2 I remember better than Resi 1. I don't remember much of Resident Evil 1. When we started playing it briefly for a stream, I barely remembered what was...
I could remember a little bit.
Did he just phase through the door there, or did he go into the...
No, he leapt up at the leg.
Okay.
Jumped, don't they?
Yeah.
But you know, now they're doing this.
Yeah.
Did you see that there were... I think one of the Capcom guys came out and said, we're not impartial to doing... Dino Crisis in other well, no, I don't think they said Dino Crisis specifically.
They specified as other remasters.
They said like we are open to doing other remasters.
Yeah. Did you just close all of you?
I just oh yeah, nope, no, I didn't. I drag it off to the side.
Oh, good.
But no, they've come out and said like, yeah, we're not against doing other remasters, like fan service.
Yeah.
My only hope, Dino Crisis. I mean, that sort of setting and that sort of design.
They could literally use that exact. Over the shoulder third person engine. You could use all of that. Well, because wasn't Dino Crisis essentially they took... It's the same developer, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same developer.
Yeah, I was going to say, did they just straight up use the Resident Evil engine to make...
I think so.
Yeah, it always felt like that sort of game. I've got a few more video game things here. Did you see, did anyone see for that matter, that CD Projekt Red earlier this week, it was announced that they are doing a partnership with the Canadian studio Digital Scapes.
No.
These are the guys that made Dying Light.
Is that the parkour free
Yes, that was actually the pretty good one that we played.
That is a fantastic game, and
The
I cannot wait for the second.
Yeah. So they did Dying Light. CD Projekt Red have apparently created a long-term partnership with them. That's the way they described it, to basically work on the PvP, to work on some PvP project. So the rumor, because there was rumors of 2 titles linked to the Cyberpunk 2077 game. So no one knew whether they were making a separate multiplayer game, or now it's seeming more and more likely that Cyberpunk 2077 might have an entire multiplayer element to it.
So sort of like how GTA and Red Dead's going to do it. Like you have your single player side, and then you have your online side.
I'm going to think it's either going to be that, or it's going to be more like The Division, where it's going to be you can play the entire thing single player, or you can just, while you go into public spaces, there's just other players roaming around, and you can just come across them, and then you can leave again, and it'll just kind of matchmake you as soon as you get somewhere.
Sort of like instant zones.
Yeah, exactly. Instanced areas where you can kind of just jump in and out. I would love to see. I think the gameplay we've seen so far, if you could walk down to the city streets and it's maybe nothing that's going to affect your story progress or your conversations with anyone, just seeing someone else, like if we were playing it at the same time, just seeing them walking around.
How Destiny does it, obviously, hopefully on a much bigger scale. You're in as a location until you go to an instanced area, and you can see other players roaming about. Yeah,
and it just match makes you in. I think it's that whole system that, I guess Destiny 1 kind of did it first, and then other games like The Division and I think there's another one. It seems to be the big, that style of multiplayer seems to be the big thing right now, is the whole kind of drop-in, drop-out matchmaking. It makes the world feel alive and bigger while not... I think...
Forza Horizon does it now as well, doesn't it?
Forza Horizon 4 does it really well.
People.
You see... Well, you see
the vibe of Test Drive Unlimited. That game was phenomenal. When you first put it up and you see that someone flies past you and you realize it's another player.
Well, that's what the Crew became.
Yep.
And the Crew did that as well, and yeah, you can see all the other players. But yeah, Forza Horizon 4 has done it where you see the driver towers and stuff. If you jump into an online session, you're constantly seeing just other players. You can just meet up and do races. You can do co-op. Any activity that you go to, you can make it into a co-op race, and you can team up together, or you can make it into a competitive race, and other players can jump in and you actually race against them. They've done it in a brilliant way. So yeah, I think that seems to be the big push for these sort of games. Fallout 76 is, I imagine, is that it keeps being described as it's 24-player servers. It would not surprise me if they're not locked into that 24-player servers, and it's more that it just connects you with up to 24 other players as you roam around the world. Yeah, so if you're suddenly in the same space as the server goes, oh, there's other people here, and it'll drop those in as well.
Yeah.
I think that's more like, I don't know for officially, there has been obviously a lot of other gameplays come out, but that's the way I could see it happening. If not, that's a little disappointing if it is just locked to 24, especially considering the world size. I only saw the map for the first time the other day. It's ridiculously big. Like, ridiculously. It's got multiple biomes. Are you going to actually look this up now so we can see it on stream?
I don't think I've seen it.
It is massive. Like it looks like a state. That is the image.
This one?
Yeah. If you pop that one up and just drag it over. So yeah, this is the map that is being revealed.
That is a fair size, but then
huge,
there is also a lot of empty space up here.
There is, around the edges there is, yeah. But
so I can imagine you could see
camps.
Hopefully you can imagine like some of this actually is the empty space around the side is included in it.
Yeah.
If we zoom.
I think it is supposed to be.
Oh, I found 76.
You found 76. 76 is apparently a point you can always fast travel back to for free.
But yeah, it looks like it's just the edge of the river. That looks like the boundary is. Yeah.
It's still
it's still a fair size.
4 times the size of Fallout 4. Which Fallout 4 wasn't huge, but it also wasn't tiny if you were going across it on foot. Fast traveling costs money unless it's to your own base, to your party members, or to Vault 76. Vault 76 is always a neutral zone you can jump back to, and I don't think combat's allowed there or something.
Yeah. I'll just live in Vault 76 until I want to go out and slaughter people.
But yeah, I thought it was interesting that CD Projekt Red are working with a studio like that for
PvP side of stuff.
Yeah, for the PvP side of things. And last but not least, I'll drop this. I don't think there's any video. Actually, I've got 2 things to go, and then we'll jump into some movie stuff. Movie and TV is I don't know if you want to just play this on mute actually while I'm doing it. It's near the top. Yeah. Just some kind of B-roll. Yeah, just drop that one in. We'll just leave it on mute, but just we'll just have it just down there. The developers of Red Dead Redemption 2, Rockstar Games, have allowed a kid to play the game early. It's very sad.
it's very sad, but a lot more companies are doing it just as like
They are.
fan service.
It is a little bit. It is a little bit very. It's very, very good PR for them, and it is kind of. It's bad that that's the initial thing that I got. I was like, well, it looks good for them, doesn't it? And it's like, it is nice, but as a lot of people come play. Apparently, you got to play it for. I think it says somewhere in the article exactly how long you got to play it for, but I think
20 minutes.
I think you got to play for like 6 or 7 hours, but then obviously the person left and they took the game back with it. It's not like you got to keep it or anything. You just got to sit and play.
There's people out there in the world with it. I don't know why they just didn't leave it with them.
Yeah, well,
there's definitely people out there that have early copies of the game because
it hasn't gone gold yet, has it?
The trophy list is leaked.
That's true, actually. Don't they? That's not from the game though. Don't they grab that from the servers?
Nope, it's physically from the game.
Oh, no way. So I did not realize that there's already copies.
An actual solid copy of the game.
That's ridiculous. Well, I'm going to have to start avoiding spoilers because we've still got 2 weeks to go. That's a long time. But yeah, I just thought it was pretty cool that they let this kid play the game early because, yeah, he... let's have a quick look. It's translated because it actually happened in... Just trying to find it. In the Netherlands. Yes, it was. It was the Netherlands. He has neurofibromatosis. But yeah, apparently it's terminal now and everything. But yeah, he might not make it to the actual release of the game.
It's a nice touch for it.
It's very nice that they've let him play it. I'm saying kid. I'm hoping he's at least 18. He is...
Doesn't say.
It doesn't specify the age.
Yeah, his parents could have allowed it.
Yeah. Apparently, in this same article, actually, it points out that Bethesda has actually let it's a 12-year-old boy play Fallout 76 because he might not make it to the November release date. So again, that's another nice one. But yeah, so that's Red Dead Redemption 2. A little bit of news there. Drops October 26th. Just
can't wait.
Spotted it in the article.
The footage in that trailer, I
was going to say, we've got this footage playing right now, and it looks so good.
So polished as well.
Really, really good.
The Destructible. What I can't wait for the inevitable Mythbusters videos.
Yeah, they all came with GTA 5
They came with GTA 5, and they'll come with this.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can shoot a man's toe off and he'll fall over. Balls.
I can't wait. It's all the hat stuff as well. Did you know that because you can pick up other people's hats?
That's all I'm going to do.
But apparently it doesn't become your hat until you've worn it in-game for a full day. And then it appears in your wardrobe for you to put it back on. So you actually have to claim a hat.
The hat collector.
No, you're going to become the muddy hillbilly that doesn't shave, doesn't clean, doesn't anything. I know that you're just going to be this swamp creature.
With the mention of trophies coming out,
the
list being leaked, there is an awful lot of emphasis on the online side of trophies.
Of course there is.
But it looks like camps might be playing into the online side of it.
Interesting.
Horses, and you can hold multiple horses from what the trophies look. Like, it looks like the online side might be quite weighty.
That's good.
As to what you would expect it with the actual
I feel like they're holding
mode.
it back right now. I think online's going to be a massive part of it because that is their moneymaker. I just hope there's not... I hope that it's... I think I've said this before. I hope that at least the first 6 months of it are like GTA 5. Not in the sense that GTA 5's first 6 months, the game was...
Every time you log in.
The crashes and having to create new characters and stuff. But more so that the game didn't feel... I never felt like I needed microtransactions.
I can't wait for that
first person mode, right?
All I'm playing it in.
Yeah. No,
I might even bust out my PSVR just to play in first person mode.
Is it got any PSVR support?
I don't know, but I can just play it in a big screen.
You can just play it in front of you, yeah.
If I play first person, put the largest cinema screen on while I'm in my PSVR.
That would work.
That would work.
Yeah.
It would feel like I'm actually there.
I'm very torn about what to do as far as the game goes. Do we plan our streams that week so that we have the full time off so that we're not getting in the way of Red Dead Redemption? Because I'm not going to want to stream if I've got Red Dead to play. Or do I just commit and be like, well, I'm just going to stream the game for like 12 hours.
You could play. It could come out. And
I'll
you
just take the time off and just sit and play it all day.
No, cancel. Why? Let's pause.
So yeah, that was Red Dead Redemption. I did see a little note just before that. Apparently the audio for the transitions is apparently a little buggy and jitters, but we do have one last to go through. So I apologize for the jittery audio, but we're just going to go into movie news.
That might be partially our fault as well, because we didn't have the scenes up.
I think it's because I rendered it out as a quick time.
You monster!
I know, it's my fault. It's my fault. Sorry about the jittery audio there, but we are now into some movie news. There's a good bit of movie news to go through. I'm looking for something that might have a trailer or something to go with. But actually, the biggest one that I want to talk about straight away, because this has been a topic on past podcasts, is James Gunn has boarded Suicide Squad 2.
That is a very interesting move, and I think it also solidifies the fact that Disney are never going to touch him again.
No, they won't. We had the meetings with him, and they outright said, well, we're really glad that you came in, and it was all very amicable, but we're never working with you again. Like, it's done.
I think they've lost it because, you set up the... Is it the Celestial Universe? He was
just the
set
Cosmic.
that up,
Yeah.
Cosmic Universe.
Yeah.
Now they have to go around and find someone else that's going to be able to do it just as good with Guardians.
Guardians has been straight up put on hold for the time being because they don't know what they're doing, which is such a shame. Especially
Guardians 2 did end well.
It did. They've got Infinity War
Guardians
now.
3.
Yeah.
They've got Infinity War. We obviously know Adam Warlock's coming back into it somehow.
At some point, Adam Warlock's going to show up because he was set up.
Captain Marvel very much can now be the stepping stone for the Cosmic Universe.
Yeah, I think it's going to.
There is enough stepping stones. Disney have enough stepping stones to go right. These guys are now just going to splinter off into separate movies.
That's it. Rocket and Groot go with Thor.
They'll do all Guardians.
They could. They've got Sylvester Stallone.
We follow Celeste.
Excuse me.
Oh my! I'm not going to tease.
Celestial.
Not Celestial. Sylvester
Stallone.
We've got him, so yeah.
And he's an interesting actor because he's someone that I feel a lot of people would. It's always been the running joke, the speech impediment sort of thing. Everyone always does that whole thing. But then you look and it's like, oh no, his career's like kind of taken off again more recently with the success of things like Creed.
He's a really good sci-fi star as well, I think.
Yeah, he's getting bigger and bigger with it.
So well in a sci-fi movie.
Yeah,
like, he's gruffly voice. Yeah. I could see him being like
the character he's playing,
outlaw of the galaxy.
That's it. Yeah, I would be happy if they bring back the original Guardians team, which is what they kind of not teased, but they had it as like a fun Easter egg sort of thing in Guardians 2. I can't think of the actress's name, but I always just know her from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. She's in like a lot of the biggest awesome kung fu movies that are more like made it over to the Western side. But she was the lady leader of her little group there. No, I could see them doing that. But yeah, they've got Thor, which it seems like Chris Hemsworth wants to stay at this point because of the success of Ragnarok. So we've got stuff. But yeah, so James Gunn is now off to Warner Brothers, which isn't a surprise because Warner Brothers need fixed right now.
Yeah, DCEU or whatever the hell it was called, or now Worlds of DC.
That's it. It's Worlds of DC now.
Whatever they used to call the DC combined.
Everyone, I still call it the DCEU.
Yeah,
DC Extended Universe.
So the DCEU was garbage. 90% of the people out there will probably agree.
A lot of people agree. Even hardcore comic fans can agree that they're not great.
The Worlds of DC is now this good little offshoot that'll hopefully flourish.
Yeah.
To maybe become as good as Marvel. I feel like they've got a long way to go.
They do.
Batman and Superman was garbage. Suicide Squad was garbage.
Yeah.
That at best popcorn movies, as I would.
They're very much the popcorn
I would
movies.
put them on and not focus on anything. Whereas you go to a Marvel movie,
Wonder Woman,
and I'm 100% focused on it.
I was
focused on Wonder Woman for a completely different reason because there was a beautiful woman during the whole thing.
This is very true. And my big criticism of Wonder Woman is I love the entire film up until the final battle, which while it's more memorable than say Justice League, it was still just a big CGI fest.
Yeah. Admittedly, Marvel do aspects of that
100%, but that CGI fest make you care a bit more. Thanos is probably one of the best villains that we've ever had in a comic book movie ever, and he's an entirely CGI character. Most normal moviegoers, if I ask you who the villain of who was in the final battle of the Justice League movie, probably couldn't even tell me.
I can't even tell you, and you asked me this question 3 months ago.
Exactly. That's what I mean. They don't set up enough. I would love a good Batman. The Christopher Nolan Batman movies. I'm a Marvel fan through and through, but the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, they started a lot of this. We probably wouldn't have Iron Man today if it wasn't for The Dark Knight and things like that. I love the Christopher Nolan ones, and while they don't have a lot of the comic book stuff that I personally love. I love when movies can literally go, we're going to just do it like the comic book. We're going to make the costumes look like the comic book. Shazam's doing that. And I'm very excited for Shazam. However, the extended trailer, you haven't seen the extended trailer. Should we check out, this is from like a week ago now, but should we check out the extended trailer for Aquaman? If you want to just Google that and I'll knock the audio on once you've got it. Yeah, we're going to check out, we've got a few trailers to check out tonight. We're an hour and 15, that's not too bad. I think it's time to do party time number 2.
Is it this one?
How long is it? 6 minutes?
5 minutes?
Yeah, the 5 minutes one.
I will wait until this advert's finished.
Yeah, we got an advert with the star of a lot of Marvel stuff. We had a Samuel L. Jackson. If you just want to give that a quick pause and get that over to the screen. If I can find my
Oh,
placemat. There we go. I'll just get this over here. Not a sponsor. Right, have you got that ready?
yep.
There you go.
So this is the Aquaman
This was dropped during
Comic-Con?
Yes, a New York Comic Con.
My parents were from different worlds.
I had a lot of hope for the Aquaman,
I did, just because I like Jason Momoa.
but
Dude's a
past
bro.
trailers
Didn't sell it.
Son of the
have
land.
not sold it.
But his dad's Boba Fett.
I don't care if his dad's
No.
Boba Fett or not.
Jango Fett. I'm mixing them up.
I don't bloody care.
It's Jango Fett.
When's Khaleesi gonna come into it?
You are the bridge between land
I
and
don't know. Like,
Yep,
I want them to
my fault.
start again. Start
All of
fresh.
this feels like the original trailer right now. From this point on, which that looks actually pretty cool. That I'm kind of like, oh, that's kind of cool looking. Like, that's a cool way to intro it. I can see that being the style of the movie. This point on, this is like really new footage, and I think it feels like a comic book. If I'm like a cartoon.
Oh yeah? Close to what? Dying of thirst?
I don't want them to. I thought Aquaman wasn't quite jokey. Are they going down that route of it?
It's Jason Momoa, isn't it? Like, they're gonna have to give him something to do.
Throw axes, ride horses.
No, because what we've seen so far of the character from like Justice League is literally him going like.
Stropping. He's a stroppy little bitch in Justice
Well, he
League.
was. Well, except when he was like riding on top of the Batmobile, going,
From distance before the Sahara was a desert.
before the Sahara was a desert. Let's just say you do your best thinking when you're not thinking at all. All right, now hold still.
Hey, what are you doing?
We need
He is a fine specimen of a man, though.
closest source.
Is that her power? I did not even realize she could take water from
No,
people's
I
brains.
honestly, I don't know everything about Aquaman. I know Aquaman because of things like Big Bang Theory became such a joke, so I think the general audience think of him as a joke.
Show off.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually a serious character that anybody takes.
No,
He's not like Batman or Superman or even
No.
the Flash for that matter.
no,
The Flash is considered a joke character, but I still see him as a
very much in the Actually, yeah,
the CW universe. He's quite jokey, but they've gone down
even more so with the movie one. Actually, the movie like the Ezra Miller one from Justice League, he was very jokey. And he was the highlight of that entire movie.
Admittedly, Atlantis does look cool.
It does.
It has a very Black Panther vibe to it.
No, I totally get that.
Or Naboo,
Yeah.
but
In the wrong hands.
oh, what's he out of? I recognize him out of something.
I'll IMDb this, but yeah, I can't remember the actor's name, but he's been in quite a lot of
in
stuff.
something big that I go.
He's been in lots of big stuff.
I recognize you for something.
He stopped aging a while ago.
Above and below.
Oh, look, it's now
It down first?
I memorized it.
National Treasure.
Oh yeah, totally.
What did you just say?
Something trident.
That's it.
Did they have to fix him? Cause did another director come into this
That's
as
a
well?
No, this was all the same director. It is directed by
James Wan.
Yeah, James Wan. Did it just say that?
Yeah. No, it was off the top of my head.
Oh.
Yeah, it feels a lot. It feels very actiony, heavy. Like I said, a popcorn flick. Like you go and see that looked very cheap CGI.
It all looks like it's from an animated movie. This entire scene, and this is the big thing that they were showing at Comic-Con. There's still a lot of time to fit. Well, not a lot, but there's still time to fix the CGI. Admittedly,
Look at Guardians. Look at all the Marvel trailers. They changed massively.
yeah, no big time.
I would put most DC movies that have an action-heavy scene in the same vein as like the Transformers movie. They were a good
Popcorn film.
popcorn
Yeah.
flick. Like you'll watch them because it's an action scene.
I bet that's one of the most impressive shots of the film, other than the Atlantis stuff. I bet that long tracking shot is one of the ones that they actually.
Do you
is
think
a,
it'll
is
be
a key
one
moment
shot?
in the film? Well, it's all a CGI shot. They all look like they're running on green screen. None of this looks like these are real people. They all look CGI. Everything looks like it's been green
It's a
screened.
little bit like CGI Seth Rogen,
Yeah.
where he just has to go in as much. I still picture him from something. He's in some.
It's Patrick Wilson, if I'm not mistaken.
It's the guy from Silicon Valley.
Help us.
Oh shite! What's his name? The one
I
that.
don't know. This dude, that guy's from Fargo.
No, there's someone in it from Silicon Valley. He's the guy that owns Hewley.
I'm not a king.
Or he looks
Oh,
very
I think he just looks similar to
spitting
him.
double to him.
Yeah, because I think that's Patrick Wilson.
Gavin
if I'm not mis-
Belsay,
Yeah,
that's
he
it.
plays Gavin. Yeah, but no, I believe that is Patrick Wilson. He's from Fargo.
I think he looks the double of.
He does actually look quite
Gavin
like
Belsay.
when he's got his hair back like that. I can see that. Yeah, got the classic costume.
It has got the classic costume,
so
which will
that's the pro I
maybe
can give it.
only be shown
It'll be
for.
for the last 5 minutes. That shot is probably the end of the movie.
Yeah, probably.
So
But
yeah,
is this pre or post Justice League?
who knows? Because they're not. I know that you can't do everything in the right order. For example, Captain America, the First Avenger it came out after Iron Man, but it was set before. So I can't give them too much crap for that. But it's just
I feel like if it's
This
gonna
should
be
have been
the
how we
origin
got-
story,
it should have come first.
it should have come first. The jump too head first into Justice League, I would say.
They did it with all of them though. Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman was a little bit of a setup, like it was her origin.
But
Of
she
how
was
she
was
came
in
about.
Batman v Superman first.
Yeah, true.
She appeared in that, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, obviously everyone knows Wonder Woman. That's probably how they get away with it." But it's still like, "Oh, like yeah, Wonder Woman's in this," and then they
I
went and
guess,
did our origin
yeah. Look at that. Like you don't want to do Batman's origin story
again.
every time. You don't want
Yeah.
to do Superman's origin
There's
story
ways of doing it though, like
every
Spider-Man.
time.
Marvel's done it with Spider-Man: Homecoming. They didn't do an origin, and when he came in at Civil War, they did that, and then they went, "Oh, let's just pick up from there," rather than going like, "Now let's go tell how it all happened." Like
Let's have a flashback.
we don't need that at all. So yeah, that is. So yeah, basically James Gunn is joining Suicide Squad 2. Apparently he is actually he's only on as a writer officially, but there's likelihood that he'll direct. On top of that, Dave Bautista has already made it very vocal on Twitter that he wants on board. Like
Did James Gunn write the script for Guardians?
he did Guardians 1 and 2, and he's written Guardians 3, and apparently they're going to use his Guardians 3 scripts because Dave Bautista said he'd walk if they didn't.
Yeah.
But he would just outright be like, "I want out my contract."
Would this be Dave Bautista, the first person that's played a key player in a Marvel movie and possibly a key player in a DC movie?
No, because I mean we've had Ryan Reynolds played Green Lantern.
Green Lantern does not count. I mean, in the current movie universes, like
The current
like,
universes.
in Marvel, if you
No,
look at-
because I don't think anyone's left. No, there's
there's
got to be
maybe
someone.
like there'll be some like side actor maybe.
Yeah, no, there's
that
got to be
is moved around.
someone. But-
Um,
I mean, yeah, it's not the same universe. J. Jonah Jameson, obviously, he's now Commissioner Gordon.
yeah,
but-
maybe Commissioner Gordon is possibly the
But
closest
that's still
one,
from the
but, like,
old Spider-Man universe. Yeah, no,
possibly could.
I
be
feel
the-
like there's someone. I think I saw someone recently and was like, "Oh, you've jumped ship." Like they were smaller.
Yeah,
Is Michael B. Jordan not rumored to be playing someone in the DC universe?
maybe Chris Evans, I guess, was
I mean, again, different universes. Though. He
Different
went Fantastic
universes.
Four Fox, and then he went over and did that. But he was also in the Leftovers,
I don't know.
and then he was also in Scott Pilgrim. So he's done like 4 comic book universes. He's jumped more than anyone else.
But yeah, I wonder if it'll be like the first time like a very big key player in one of the comic book
One of the
movies
current
goes,
ones.
Flip, right, I'm now with DC.
Yeah, no, it absolutely could be. Did I imagine that Michael Keaton's?
I think Michael Keaton might. Yes, he is. He's playing someone in one of the DC movies, isn't
Yeah,
he?
that's what I was thinking, and I'm like, he just played Vulture,
Vulture, yeah.
and obviously he's Batman from back in the day.
Batman.
But what is it that he's? Oh,
Don't
maybe
know.
not then.
Did he not do DC then, Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. You mean? Oh yeah, no, sorry, yeah. Well, yeah, he did DC because he was Batman. I think
Maybe,
that's all it
yeah,
is. I think
maybe
it's
it
just that he
was.
was Batman. He's been Batman. He's been Birdman, and now he's been. He just loves flying creatures.
It's going to be a man. The man of all mans.
Yeah, because he's apparently currently filming Spider-Man: Far From Home. So I guess that shows that he's back. But it makes sense because I guess they could maybe start setting up some hints towards a Sinister Six in this one because we already had the hint of.
The only issue is that Sony very vocally made it clear
Yeah.
that they are having Spider-Man back after he's done his 3 movies, which to me is a load of bollocks.
I think Marvel will sort that out. But did you see that the writer of the Craven movie that they're currently working on? Because basically Sony's went, okay, we can't have Spider-Man right now. We're going to build a world around it instead. So they did Venom. They are now working on... I can't remember it, but Jared Leto is playing him and he's a vampire and I'm totally blanking on his name. They're now doing that. And then apparently they're writing a Craven the Hunter movie, which is a big kind of character from Spider-Man's universe, or Spider-Man comics anyway. And he's outright said that he is writing scenes in the script that will include Spider-Man. as soon as I read it, I'm like, has someone from Sony talked to you about this? Because I'm pretty sure you can't do that. Like, surely you can't just write it in the script and go like, well, now it's going to happen. And it's that.
Until someone goes, hold up, but don't get Spider-Man back. Let's not do this. And then he has to rewrite everything all out.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's, I think
But
it's just
I
going to be a
think
mess.
if you look at the Venom scores, it's very rotten.
Again, I've seen a lot of people say it's a popcorn flick and nothing more.
It's what DC do.
Yeah.
It's what.
Well, DC and Sony, apparently.
But the only thing that annoys us is I saw someone's review and it was like, it's not the best Marvel movie to date. It's not a Marvel movie.
It's not.
It's a shitty Sony movie that has the Marvel
But it's got
logo,
the Marvel logo at the start.
which people go, it's a Marvel movie. It's a garbage Marvel movie.
Yeah.
It's not an MCU movie.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
It's just the
In
general
politest
moviegoers.
way.
But then you also get moviegoers. I've met people who've outright said, like, when's Batman going to show up in the Avengers? And it's like, no.
And then they should be taken to the top floor of whatever building you're on
just
and
push.
spot and kicked off the top.
But yeah, there's hope for Suicide
DC,
Squad.
If they now
There was
use
another
James Gunn to write
Yeah,
everything.
there was another person that was originally going to be. I think it was Gavin O'Connor was originally going to be directing it, and instead now he's went over to direct the Batman.
The new Batfleck. Without
No, he's not.
Batfleck.
No, it wasn't. He's not even directing anything for DC now. He's actually left with and gone. He's doing a new Ben Affleck project, totally not DC related. It's a drama called Torrance. But yeah, he was originally attached to direct, but apparently the story that he came up with was they discovered it was he didn't intend it to be that way, but he pretty much came up with an identical plot to what they're currently doing for the Birds of Prey movie, which is like Harley Quinn, and they're going to be setting a Batgirl and all that kind of stuff. And then they were like, well, yeah, we can't make two films that are identical. So the other brought James Gunn on. He's now apparently the rumor is that it's not going to be a direct tie-in to the first Suicide Squad. I mean, it might bring some of the characters. They might bring Harley Quinn across. I mean, she's obviously fully part of the universe now. It might bring. I imagine it's probably going to bring Deadshot back because honestly, from my point of view, Deadshot and Harley Quinn were the best parts of the film because I just think Will Smith and Margot Robbie have great chemistry. I love the new Focus as well. I think they just have very good chemistry. Honestly, if I was Jada Pinkett Smith, I would be genuinely worried right now. I'd be like checking the man's phone because he has far too good on-screen chemistry with Margot Robbie.
I feel like James Gunn lends himself to the Suicide Squad sort of
movie
as well. It's
the
Guardians.
Misfits. Yeah.
But it's like bad guys.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Bad guy Guardians.
And Guardians do bad things sometimes.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, they were all set up as essentially villains, and then they all came together and saved the galaxy. But yeah, no, it's perfect. He does Misfits, and which is exactly what Suicide Squad needs to be. So no, that's exciting that James Gunn's doing that. It gives hope that the universe might actually work with it. What have I got next? Speaking of DC, I don't know if you're able to pull these images. You're already on it. Holy moly.
I knew where you were going.
You knew exactly where I was going because I was bringing it up. But yeah, there are more images that have come out of the Joker.
It's a very interesting take on the Joker. We've not really.
I don't know if I like it, if I'm honest.
I don't like the face.
They've just gone straight clown, but it doesn't look like Joker. Like Joker is very unique. Joker doesn't just look like a clown. Joker is his own thing, whereas this looks like a crazy man with clown
makeup.
makeup.
This could be early scenes of the movie. It could be doing like how he's been set up.
Yeah, and then it might change later on. See, the thing I don't, because there's two versions of the Joker, especially in the movie universe. You have Acid Joker, where the reason his face looks like that is because he falls in a vat of acid.
Yep.
Or you have Makeup Joker. So Heath Ledger was Makeup Joker, but then Jared Leto and Jack Nicholson were Acid Joker. They fell into a vat of acid, their face melted, and they put makeup on it.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger's one still looked comic book. He had the dark eyes, he had the red mouth. It kind of worked, and not like I liked it for that thing. I'm hoping that this is just maybe early on.
I'm hoping it's early on, or maybe it ties into the story somehow.
Yeah,
but
no, yeah.
What annoys me is this very clear gap that's around his face.
It's just lazily put on makeup, which I guess will probably be part of the story. And I hope that they know what they're doing because he's a phenomenal actor.
I can see it. It's going to be an interesting take because Jared Leto's Joker is garbage.
Did not like it. Did not like it at all.
Absolutely terrible. So fingers crossed, it's a good take on the Joker. I feel like it might be an origin story as well.
There's been some. It's definitely going to be an origin because it's its own standalone thing. Theoretically, they should be doing like the Red Hood storyline, or do the full thing. Do the Killing Joke storyline because that gives us the full origin of the Joker. I don't know if they're going to be doing that. I hope they are because that's a phenomenal story to tell as a film. But yeah, he's a great actor.
Do you think it'll be R-rated? I feel like the Joker
I think it
could
is.
lend
I think
itself
it's
to an
I think they've
R-rated
said
movie.
it's R-rated. It would have to be if they do Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Because Killing Joke is very much an R-rated thing. Some very dark shit happens in that comic book.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I don't know. I'm still definitely interested. There's been some drama on set. I don't actually have this in the link dump. Apparently they were filming in a subway. I think it was in New York, and they wouldn't let the extras out of the train car when they were between takes, and it got to the point where some of them were like banging on the doors, and they ended up like finding a little gap through one of the side doors so they could pee out onto the tracks because they wouldn't let them out for the bathroom or anything.
Why?
No idea. But yeah, apparently Warner Brothers I don't think at the time that I read this, Warner Brothers hadn't commented on the matter. Someone's at the door. I'll let you take over. You can pick another story to go with, and I'll be right back,
What
guys.
else have we got? Let's have a look. So the Joker, hopefully, yeah, I'm hoping it's more of an origin story. But let's see, we do have more on movie posters. So we have got the new Aladdin poster from Disney to jump ship from DC straight to Disney, which has Will Smith cast as the genie, which I can see him playing quite well. Hopefully he's not going to go straight up copy to Robin Williams' Joker.
Yes. So we got the Aladdin one.
The Aladdin one. Just on about how Will Smith is now playing the genie.
Yeah. No. It's. I'm excited for that. But yes, something has actually come up. So this first episode might actually have to be cut short right now. It will. But we have been going for an hour and a half.
Yeah. No. Yep. An hour and a half.
So yeah, pretty much. I'll do the final wrap up. We've got a few more things that we could go through, but we will leave those. We can always discuss them on Discord and stuff. If you are watching the stream,
streams.
Yeah, if you're watching the stream live on Twitch, we would normally be going through comments and stuff right now. Anything like that. Just remember that if you're watching, if you're over on the Twitch channel, be sure to give us a follow. It means you can find out when we're live in future. We'll be back next week. But yeah, I think that's it. That's been the first episode of Snatchy Buckles Weekly Update.
And we'll catch you next week.
We will absolutely catch you next week. I'm going to knock in the outro right now, if I can just find it. There we go.
So we'll be back to our normal 4 streams next week.
Yeah, absolutely. We will be back. We'll update that on the Discord.
It's probably going to be roughly about these same days.
Yeah, probably
Monday
the same
to
days.
Thursday.
Yeah, that works well. But yeah, thank you very much to everyone who's hung out for this one. Remember, you can find this on youtube.com/SnatchyBuckles, or of course search SnatchyBuckles on your favorite podcasting services. And we will catch you in the next one.
You forgot your buttons, haven't you?
I did forget my buttons.
You can't
Catch you
find
guys
your
later.
buttons.
Bye.